Well, ding ding ding, top of the morning. My name's Team Stasher, is known as VLOGMAS, and today we're back at it again for some more VLOGMAS number 15. Congratulations, I did not miss a fucking day. We're still going, we need 10 more to go. I know that recently I just had the white light on, just because I can. I gave myself permission, just so y'all can see me for a little bit. And then I might turn it blue though. And then tomorrow I have a podcast, or Sunday I have a podcast, depending how I'm gonna plan things out with Kirito Costa. So shout out to Kirito Costa coming back for the Vlogmas. And then on Vlogmas number 22, you'll see a little bit of reactions probably I'll have with him. And I'll probably be at his crib, so I'll bring just my phone. So I'll just like screen record it and then whatever I do. And then what I'll do is have our faces there, probably. I'll try to do a face cam, but if I can't, then I'll probably just improvise a 2K15 video or something. If he still has 2K15, I'll probably do one of those, because I know those go well with you guys, and you guys like it, so. I'll try to improvise on that if that's the case. I'll just have to confirm with Kirito Costa if I can pull up to the crib on that day. I know Vlogmas number 23. I'm excited for that because that's where we introduce new Team Stash members. So whatever Oliver Craft did, I just congratulates him, and I'm gonna say it again once I see him in next week. And I'm still gonna go wild on how did I do that. I just find myself like a maniac. I just reacted as well as the crap. I also just reacted to the Sapnap.
Alright, what's going on?
Sapnap's version of the Four Hunters. And I thought it was pretty funny because I vividly couldn't remember nothing until the end. Ooh.
Did you know that you get used to odors in your home? Yep. You've gone nose blind.
I fucking hate ads as well. Ads are like ass, if you know what I mean.
Technology. It's the only air freshener that eliminates odors, so you and your guests can enjoy up to 50 days of freshness. It even reminds you to refill it. Febreze.
What if there was a faster way to save for your first home? A way to contribute up to $8,000 a year, 100% tax-free. Introducing the Questrade tax-free first home savings account.
I just hate ads.
Today I'm going to show you step by step how I terraform in Minecraft, following 3 basic rules. Let's do this. I know what you guys are thinking, rules. What rules, right? Well, let's start the basics. Rule number 1, always double layer your terrain. I'm sure we've all fallen a victim to this one. You know what I mean. You've been out, you've got a bunch of loot, you've got a ton of diamonds, you're running home, heading back to base so that you can put them in your chest, and then it happens. You fall straight through that hole, you know, that Enderman, he just had to take that one block. And you're down that hole, and who do you see? A pile of creepers. We all know the outcome.
In that situation, if I had that in hardcore, I would just dare for my fucking life that I have a god apple to chomp and pull it off. That's just in my opinion, but I probably won't have god apples until like till the middle of the series next year as well. So I'm excited for those. I'm really working hard on a project that's mainly gonna change everything starting next year, and podcasts and gaming. So I'm excited to put that on the line. I'm willing to see what terraforming he talks about. And there's like tips as well and stuff on YouTube that like it's like kind of understandable. But at the same time, I'm just gonna have opinions on stuff, Minecraft Hardcore and stuff. So I'm just willing to react a little bit, not too much, but just bits and pieces. And then off camera, that's where I'll really take a look at it and then reflect it on the next episode or something.
Terrain. Rule number 2. Never place more than 7 blocks in a straight line when curving terrain. When you place more than 7, it starts to look unnatural. It looks much better when you break it down into small segments and creates a much smoother transition on the terrain in general. Rule number 3, and I cannot stress this one enough, is work with the terrain. Now, Minecraft already has an amazing terrain generation. Yeah, it's a bit blocky and sometimes a little bit misshaped, but we have a great base to work with. So when you're building and you're building houses or villages, take a really good look at the terrain. Look at the shape, look at the hills, and think about how you can add to the terrain or take away from it to really make it look nice. It's easy to carve out an edge into a mountain and turn that mountain into a cliff face. It's easy to have a kind of a big sort of square looking mountain and smooth it all out and make it look into a nice smooth hill that you can
That's
work
kind of
a bunch
true
of
though.
houses and some.
Low key, that's kind of true. But I know that in hardcore, if y'all know about this, whoever watched the video of not episode 6 because it's not out, but episode 6 is gonna come out in like a few days, and I'm just listening to myself and I'm questioning on how do I improve my building, freestyling. Well, I mean, freestyling did kind of help, but just to explore my natural habitat was based off of I only have X amount of tools, X amount of materials, and I make something cool. Did I make something cool? Yes, I did. But I was proud of it. So it didn't matter if y'all hated on it or not, because it doesn't get to me. I just never understood that part, so. Honestly, that's great.
So try to use.
But I think in his video, he used like spruce slabs mixed with the grass blocks naturally, so it kind of goes good in a way, but like bad at the same time. Don't know why. It's weird. It's like having just slabs is boring. I'd put like different cadence, different blocks, make it look different. But
really
yeah,
work with the terrain.
we'll watch this video the whole thing. Might as well.
Don't try to just
maybe not everything, but
into it. Think about how you can really generate your village into the landscape. Okay, we're going to start by smoothing out the terrain. So we're going to do this in a bit of a time lapse, but let me talk about my thought process and the exact process I follow when doing this. So first of all, we heavily focus on rule number 2, which is no more than 7 blocks in a row, working with odd numbers with the exception of 2 blocks. We're going to start at the base and we work our way up so that we can create a nice smooth slope into the hills. At the bottom here you can see that we do an outline before we do anything else. This allows me to have a nice smooth curve that I'm happy with, and then once I'm happy with the curve I will fill in the grass behind it. Doing this allows me to get a kind of idea of where I want my starting point, and I can kind of picture behind at the back where I want the finishing point. Then we start to slope it up, so we go to the next layer. The next layer we follow the same process, sticking to no more than 7 blocks, sticking with odd numbers with the exception of 2. At this point here, it's important to remember that if you want the area to look organic, you want to make sure that you do not follow the same curve as the level below or the level above. So what you want to do is stick to different numbers. Bring the curve further back, dip it in, create a bit more of a larger area. Some areas bring...
That part I understood, and it's like having like odd numbers, but every time it's cool. I have a couple hills maybe not the giant hill like right next to the village, but like where the other hills are, like where the spruce trees are or something. That were I'm gonna make like a giant, like definitely a flat area for sure, because I would like a redstone factory at one point, and then to start one up, because I know a redstone factory for y'all was interesting, and I know y'all liked it. So
Close
now it's not gonna be as complicated because I know what I'm doing,
to the curb. This allows the terrain to develop a
or
bit
almost.
more of a natural look and gives.
Maybe not. I'm maybe not the best at redstone, but like at the same time.
Now we've got all of our landscape in place and it's all
So yeah, I guess I
out.
could say
Let's
like
go ahead and get a pathway in place. Now pathways will do one of two things when you're building. They will either make the build or break the build. In other words, they will either work with the build and make it look really nice, or they will make it look very messy. Now the best way to make it look good and work with the build is to do your pathway before you do the work. So before you place in any buildings or anything like that, have a good look at your terrain, figure out which directions you want your pathways to go. Now, I would suggest rather than planning out a ton of pathways all over the entire part of your build, concentrate on a small section. So I'm going to start with a.
Yeah, I can agree there. That's easier because if y'all don't know, Minecraft is so dumb sometimes, and if you're doing like three fucking builds at once, like you're screwed because you can't connect them. Basically, that's what he's saying there. Sometimes you have to work with paths sometimes. And even then, you can still add some detail, like some stone bricks, and now we got whatever I showed y'all on the previous Vlogmas. This is before, like the new tough, the new tough that I freaking liked, and I'm going to get it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Small section, and I'm going to say I want a little path that comes from the top.
I want the farmland, because the rest I pretty much understand it. It's just basically crap. Don't worry, with me it usually doesn't break the game. So I'm gonna make it look natural, but at the same time make it like reasonable, because I do have like a fuck ton of birch. By the way, I'm eating chips. Got stuck in my teeth there. We don't want to do that.
One thing I love doing in areas like this is creating little farms, and the area over here is perfect for a style of farm that I really enjoy doing. So first of all, let's go ahead and create a wall across each of these levels heading up here. So we're going to do a level down here, and this one here we're going to just blend straight into the wall, and then finally we're going to do one just at the top here. To make this side look a little bit different, I've gone ahead and I've put the fences.
Here's the thing, it could be whatever he just showed you, which I understand. I don't want to show y'all because it'd be like an idea maybe I'm gonna use for hardcore and stuff. That's why I'm not gonna like do anything. But the way he does it, I'm gonna do it a little different just so I can just understand it a little bit better. But keep in mind, I like freestyling houses, but I want inspired stuff as well. What do content creators do with their houses? Which roof they're doing? I just have a hard time with the roofs, but that's a minor detail. Major detail, because I can't do those. Those are screw you type thing. I have to almost freestyle it again, but I mean, whatever is left on the hardcore house, I mean, is whatever that's left. I mean, there's not much that needs to get done, because after that, we're living in the house for a little bit.
Top of the stone bricks, and I've gone ahead and just made a little 3-block gap with some slabs down the bottom here to make a little walkway. We can come down to each farm level. So if we imagine from the path, let's imagine we've got a nice little pathway that comes around the edge here, joins up to here. We can allow ourselves to kind of come in about here, And we can do something into this one as well. And what I like to do with these farms, just because these are only going to be a stage, just for looks, let's just create a little rough looking bit of a path, you know, just randomly where somebody might have walked. And we'll do the same again over this side. And on this level here, we'll do the same sort of thing. Then of course we're going to need to add some water sources in here, so I'm going to go ahead just randomly here and there and place your water sources, add some slabs, and till the soil. And finally add some crops to the tilled soil. And there we go, we've got our custom built farms in.
And then when you do those type of things, I'll show you guys in hardcore when it happens, but when he does those, I usually do them in like bigger sections, because I'm like go big or go home type thing.
A skin is what defines a Minecraft player as we know it, but with an astronomical number of skins available to any average person, there was sure to be a crazy history behind them. With the addition of custom skins in 2009, to them completely being revamped to generic clones which all look the same, this is the entire history of Minecraft skins.
Okay, but still, like, any building or like any cool thing that I like to show you guys is it's inspirational to me, so it's like different stuff that could happen. So honestly, it's whatever. I'll think about it. I'll put that in my notes. But obviously, it's the end of Vlogmas, because and one final thing before I go, I played Dead by Daylight, the game that we're going to be playing on the podcast. And let's just say I almost won, and I still don't know how I lost. The game glitched. Let's just say that. But it's been your boy William Craft, Oliver Craft, Septipie, Dog Memes, Kirito Costa, and the rest of Team Stash, and we're out. Peace.